Welcome back to the channel, guys. In today's video, we're going to talk around routine and time management. I get a lot of questions on social media of how have I got where I've got to today, how do I manage my day, how do I manage my time, and what do I do and how do I do it. So I'm going to break every little detail down today of how I structure my day from start to finish, how I look at my week, and talk around the key components that allow me to not just get where I'm sat today, but get further and further and further. And it all comes down to how obsessed you become with your routine, your structure, your time management, and self-development as an individual. A big thing for me has always been to get ahead of the curve, get up early. I did it when I was in the UK, and I even continue to do that now while I'm in Dubai, when 90% of the clients are based in the UK. Most people might think, well, I'll just get up on the UK clock, but instead, I wake up at 4:45. I have 15 minutes to myself on the balcony in my new apartment now. So the routine's changed a little bit. So I'll get my electrolyte first thing. That's the first thing that I do. I'll have that pre-ready made the night before. I'll have my electrolyte and I have 15 minutes to gather my thoughts on the balcony every single morning. And a lot of those thoughts are around like what I'm grateful for, what the mission is, who I'm trying to become, and staying true to the values whilst trying to achieve that. One big reason I moved here was because I wanted to be inspired and motivated by my environment. And you've seen the apartment now. When I wake up, I think, God, I better work hard, not just to sustain this, but to continue to scale. So as I said, I pretty much begin work at 5 o'clock. So that's 1 a.m. in the UK. The reason I do that is because my clients have all day to check in the previous day. So there's no rushing for them. It's not a stress. They have all day to check in and they then wake up to their check-ins that morning. That sets them up for the day. Everything for me is based around service delivery and making sure that the clients are set up. I will spend 5 till 11 focused on clients. In between that, I break off every 3 hours. So the first hour is spent reviewing all the check-ins, and then after that, it's the feedback through videos. And I break off every 3 hours because for me as a business owner, I realize that after 3 hours, I become a little bit unproductive. I do not eat. So I wake up and my first meal is at 9 o'clock. So I'll have 30 minutes, I'll sit down, I'll eat, no phone, and then I'm back into work. And if you look at the time frame now, this is only 9:30, which is 5:30 in the UK. The guys are just waking up. I'll clear any check-ins that I have till 11, and then that's all phase one of my work block done. Tools that I use to ensure that I stick to these time frames is Google Calendar. So if I was to open my Google Calendar up, everything is planned in there. So my notes, my wake time, my check-in time, when I do calls, when I do feedback, everything is calculated because that drives the work rate. If I give myself till 11 to complete check-ins, you better believe I'm working to complete them within that time frame. And then what I'll do is I'll break off. I'll have meal 2, which is my pre-workout meal. I'll clear the WhatsApp messages that have come in that morning, and then I literally put my phone on Do Not Disturb and I head to the gym. This is my time now. So I don't spend any time on WhatsApp, I don't spend any time procrastinating, I don't spend any time scrolling. It is literally pre-workout meal, usually a nice Monster or a Ghost, and then we head to the gym. And then for me, I always plan 2.5 hours in my calendar for the gym because that's my mental therapy. Like for me, that's where I'll go and train, I'll do my cardio, I might get a sauna, I might get an ice bath. It depends how much time I've got that day. But typically it will always be training and cardio, because that's what makes me feel the best. Each day will be different, and I factor that into my calendar when I'm training and when I'm resting. Then what we'll do is we'll break from the gym, finish the gym, we'll come back, we'll have a post-workout meal. And then what I do here is I'll look at my calendar, and this is where my calls are. So as a business owner, it's important that you're not just available at any time, because if that doesn't work for you, it's going to affect your productivity, and it's going to cause you unnecessary stress. Managing your emotion as an entrepreneur is one of the most important elements because that's going to dictate the level of stress that you have. So for me, I have certain tasks that I do at certain points, and that works for me, and people work around that. After my post-workout meal, I have a little bit of time to myself. This most recent routine is what I'll do is I'll sit on the balcony, I'll have a coffee, and I actually now have started reading 10 pages of a book every single day. So we've got The Diary of a CEO, which we've done, the 10X Rule, which I'm currently on, and then we've got Clear Thinking, which will be completed after that. For me, it's a lot of self-development books. The 10X Rule so far is very, very good, by the way, so good recommendation. The Diary of a CEO is also very good. And then after my coffee, I'll resume my calls. And then at this point, we're typically at 3:30 to 4. My calls begin at 4 and they finish at 8 o'clock. So 8 o'clock comes, I have then 30 minutes to do any additional tasks. Reprogramming, getting my Instagram post ready, getting back to messages, and then I have that 8:30 window where I'll try and start to calm down, right? I've been at a fast pace now since 5 a.m., right? So this is 8 p.m. Look at the length of the day with only 2.5 hours in between to fully break off. 8:30 I aim to have all work done. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I'm trying to progress in every area of my life. I'm trying to get better at everything. My job, communication skills. I'm trying to become better at whatever I do. Self-development, study. So I don't always finish at 8:30. And I might work all night sometimes till 10, 11. But in most cases, 3 out of 5 times across Monday to Friday, I will break off at 8:30. I will then go for an evening walk. I live on the beachfront now. So one thing that I didn't do when I lived in the marina is make the most of my environment. Now I want to make the most. So I go walk down the beachfront, walk down the beach, and then usually head home, get in and get on the sofa for 9 o'clock. And I have an hour to watch TV, 9 till 10, and I'm in bed at 10 o'clock. And I repeat that consistently. So that's Monday and Tuesday. On Wednesday, it's a little bit different because I don't train. So on Wednesday, it's just balls to the wall, literally 5 a.m. till 8 p.m. That's my big workload day. And I love that day because I get so many business tasks done. I speak to my staff, I have my appraisals, I speak to my clients, I catch up with everybody. And I feel super, super ingrained to where I'm at. Then we come to Thursday and Friday, and these again are 2 training days. Now, for me, Thursday is pretty much hell to leather. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are my check-in days. But when I actually complete the check-ins, are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So the Sunday guys check in on a Sunday. So check-ins are completely completed by Thursday. Thursday is the same process as what is Tuesday and Monday. Wednesday is the heavy workload day. Friday is my day where I gather my thoughts. I've been running fast for 4 days. So what I do on Friday is I get up at the normal time, but I have a slower morning. So I have an extra hour in bed. I get up at 6 o'clock. I'll have my electrolytes on the balcony, but what I do different here is I'll have a coffee. So I'll sit for literally 40 minutes. I'll do some reading and I start work at 7. And then usually what I'll do is I'll work 7 till 11 and pretty much spend time on the business, reflecting on the numbers. How many clients have we had through the door? How many clients have we lost and why have we lost them? Looking at social media, what posts have worked, what haven't. Speaking to my staff, how's your week been? Any concerns? Sending out the weekly document for the coaches and for the staff to complete so that I can then review them on a Sunday to see how their week's gone. How's their performance been? Has every client checked in? Tracking all the data. So Friday is my day-to-day, but most importantly, my content filming day. So now it's 3 o'clock on a Friday and we're sat here filming content. So that allows me then to produce a YouTube on a Sunday. Obviously, we don't get a videographer too long, so we usually work a week in advance. And then the most important part is at 6 o'clock on a Friday, that's me done. And I always stick to that. At 6 o'clock, no more calls, no more work. I finish early on a Friday because for me, that's a nice little treat. Saturday then is when I wake up, and usually Saturday is my complete day off. I personally believe, and I talk from experience, I've been in this industry 8 years now. I used to work 7 days a week. I was miserable to be around. I wasn't the best communicator. I thought I was burnt out, but I wasn't. I was just unfulfilled because I was having no time off. So I became emotionless, whereas now I have a Saturday off. So like Saturday for me is a lazy morning. I wake up, I go for a walk, take crunch out, I'll go grab a coffee, and usually the Saturday morning then is just completely relaxed, completely chilled out. I don't train and I'll do whatever I want to do. Might go and do a brunch, might go to a beach club. Either or, it's a day where I just completely switch off from work. Now there is exceptions. Tomorrow we've run a Black Friday deal. We have 6 calls that I'll have to take. So as a business owner, keep the routine as tight as you can, but when you need to strike, because the iron's hot, it's December, we're gonna strike. Now, the most important part of the week, Sunday. Sunday for me is a day that I get ahead, right? I don't wait till Monday because I wake up Monday anxious if I do that. So I go out on the weekend, I have a drink, I'll wake up Monday because I've not done any work on a Sunday and I'll be anxious, I'll be chasing my tail, puts me in a bad mood for the week. And this is why I can count on one hand how many times I've drank this year. Boring, but it works for me, it works for my clients, works for business, works for the people around me. So Sunday, again, what I will do is I wake up, there's no alarm Saturday and Sunday, but my body clock wakes me up at 5, 6 anyway. Sunday, I'll have a bit of a lazy morning again. I'll chill, might go for a walk. I'll definitely train. So Sunday's a day where I'll do usually a good 2 hours of cardio and then some weights. Just with the Hyrox that I'm doing at the minute, that's my big conditioning day where I'll either do a run or a bike, or I'll do a conditioning session. Then I always do legs on a Sunday. Now, it gets to 3 o'clock and that's when my week begins. Strange, but that is when my week begins. So if I was to show you my calendar, now what I plan on a Sunday, and you can see this if you want to take a look, but Sunday for me is where I will do my social media drafting. So that's 3 till 4 p.m. All my social media drafting is done. So then I'm not thinking what I'm posting. Everything is strategically planned at what time I'm posting it, save it in my drafts, and I post it so it's ready for the week. So I'm not losing any time. Doesn't get to 8:30 on a Monday, Tuesday. I'm thinking, shit, I need to post. I'm not having any downtime. I'm going to be burnt out. And then from 4 till 5, I have my weekly operations review. So here, the business obviously works 7 days a week. We review again how the business has performed. So we've already done that on the Friday. We review again on the Sunday exactly how the business has performed, what's worked this week, what's not, how's the content performed, what's not, have we met the requirements for the coaching page, is it growing, is NewGen growing, and ultimately, have I been the best CEO and the leader for my staff? So that's a really big meeting, 4 till 5, and then I'm done. So arguably, it's like 2 hours of deep work on a Sunday, and then I spend some time reading. And that's where I'll probably do like an hour or two reading because I just enjoy it. And I usually put some TV on 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and I always get an early night. Go to bed at 9 o'clock on a Sunday, fresh for the week. So that is the weekly schedule. Everything is factored into Google Calendar and it's stuck to completely. And if it's not, my stress levels rise, my emotions rise. So for me, I try to prevent that and stick to it. So what I'm gonna do now is give you some top tips. What you need to remember is a routine like that doesn't happen overnight. I'll be completely transparent. My routine has been that bulletproof for the last 2 years. And in those last 2 years, I've scaled significantly because of the routine. But I've also been a better business owner, a better family man. I've been a better person to be around because my routine's dictated. I'm not a yes man where I can say, yeah, let's do this, cool, let's do that, cool. But the most important part of a routine that a lot of young entrepreneurs, a lot of young online coaches don't realize that will allow you to sustain it is downtime. And for me, I never had that. And that, for me, is not a routine. You're just working all the time. That's not productive. You're not going to be the best person to be around. You're not going to be the best coach. You're not going to be the best business owner. This hustle mentality is great, but you need to have that downtime to collect your thoughts, to read, to self-develop, to spend time with the people who've supported you on this mission. And ultimately, that's how I'm sat here today, with my values intact, with an army of clients, and living a life that I could have only dreamt of 5 years ago. And I surround myself in the best environment for me to grow, the best people, and ultimately do what I need to do on a day to continue to self-develop. But as I said, that doesn't happen overnight. So remember, be patient, build it, adjust it, what works, what doesn't, and craft that framework so you're in an undeniable position and your routine's bulletproof and you won't miss.